Yo, what's going on, everybody? I am back with another Keeping It Real podcast. And we are here. I got the dark blue shirt on. That's my go-to shirt right now for the podcast. You know what I'm saying? I got the little beanie on because I feel like the beanie brings out my eyes and my eyebrows. I'm big on, I'm being honest right now. I feel like sometimes I look like a real stud with a beanie. I think some days, truthfully, because I got curly hair and sometimes it gets nappy. Some days I go from like an 8.5 to like a straight 9.5 with this freaking beanie. So shout out, just kidding, that's mad. I'm a straight 10 with this hat on, bro. But what's going on, everybody? I'm back with another Keeping It Real podcast. And we are lit, yo. We are, what's today? It's Wednesday afternoon. Just hit the gym, just ran and swam, and feeling good, feeling strong. If you guys want to follow the workout journey and all the stuff that I do in my daily life, link in the description. Check out my my YouTube where I post vlogs and all types of cool content. I want to start working on some small, like, I don't want to say simple documentaries, but small, to the point, kind of cool cinematic, cool storytelling. Definitely want to figure out some small documentaries that I want to make and create because your boy has upgraded to Final Cut Pro when it comes to the vlogs and the good content and stuff like that. So we're gonna be giving that a shot, trying to just level up with the videography and the editing and stuff like that. Gotta cop a gimbal because a gimbal is just what you need. It's just what you do. If you don't know what a gimbal is. So it's like in all the movies and every single thing that you watch, TV, Netflix, anything like that is recorded with a gimbal. So you have a camera. You ever see like someone recording just with their hand, right? You can be as still as you want, but the hand is still going to be shaking. So a gimbal is basically just like that that gravity mechanism, I guess you could say. Even though I don't really believe in gravity. Bum bum bum. Nah, I'm just kidding. I don't know, but I am questioning gravity. I am questioning the conundrum of gravity. But basically it's just it takes your camera and it just keeps it at equilibrium. Even if you're like running or sprinting or driving or snowboarding, that's what kind of what I need it for running, snowboarding, and lifting. And then you get those cool cinematic shots. So when the camera's still, it's just, you can really, do a lot of slow motion videos and stuff like that. So it's pretty dope. Stay tuned, guys. If anybody's really interested in photography and videography, I will be having on as many videographers and photographers as I can find. Freaking find and have them on. Right now, we're just bulling, chilling, solo dolo. Gonna have a fun podcast, so sit back, relax. I got a lot of funny things I want to talk about, a lot of fun things we're going over. Just gonna keep it chill, relaxing. This is what I decided with the podcast. Number one, just going with the flow. Going to post a lot more content on the podcast. I don't want to rely. I said this on the last podcast, but, I have really been thinking about it. I don't want to rely on having guests on my podcast and then people wanting to watch just me talk to guests and stuff like that. Because you can just look at the numbers yourself. At the most, my podcasts get like 40 views. But when I have like guests and stuff on there, up to like 100, 200, 300 views, which is really dope. But at the same time, I do need to grow my personal audience just in that aspect, because this is why I started my podcast, not only to talk to people and stuff like that and, really dive deep into other people's perspective, experiences, personal life, achievements and goals, and what it takes to reach some of their goals that they've achieved. And I find that really dope, but also just having a good time, chilling, talking, spitting into a mic, and just getting some of these crazy ideas that are in my head right now. Also, I want to have a lot more fun with the podcast, like I will hold myself accountable. I have been caught up in the whole political conundrum. I think a lot of my podcast, a lot of the things I say are really crazy. I don't know how much I believe them. I say them, I look back at some of the things I say it with a serious tone, and I think it's kind of funny. But at the same time, it is frustrating. I do have to know, it is frustrating learning about like how the mainstream media is lying. I'll just put it like that. How the mainstream media is lying to you. You really learn about like the Clinton crime family and stuff like that. Dude, I would love if I'm going to clip this up. I'm going to tag him. Everybody tag my boy Sean Atwood from England, from Great Britain, from the big rock over there, baby. If you can zoom have a podcast with your boy. I would love to talk to you about I've seen recently a lot of podcasts about your life journey, going to jail, your whole party scene, and then coming out and just learning and start doing what you do now, which is just insane. David Icke, he has 2, 3, 4, 3 hour long podcast with this guy, David Icke, just breaking down, a lot of the fake news behind, arguably, we'll just call them the deep state. So if you really are into the conspiracy wave, you would definitely know what I'm talking about by the deep state, whether that's huge crime families that now own corporations or kings and queens or royal families that now own the corporations and the media and stuff like that. That's really all the deep state is. It's not like they're arguably the idea is not off the table of them being lizard people. Again, I'm not throwing that off the table. I don't care. My mom thinks I'm crazy when it comes to this. But we're not throwing that off the table, because when you really look at the agnostic Bibles and you look at some of these ancient books and these ancient texts and I was going to say calligraphy, but I think that's a style of tattoos, the calligraphy, but like hieroglyphics and stuff like that. It is a little mind-blowing. It is a little shocking what our ancestors were possibly telling us or explaining or just putting out into the universe. It's pretty wild, but don't know if they're all lizard people. Don't know if Hillary Clinton is a lizard person, but because that gets caught up in the conspiracy. Like, once you start learning about the Clinton crime family and you just like understand they do a lot of shady stuff the same way drug dealers do it. They're just at the highest level. They're drug dealers too. They own the big pharmas, right? They're doing the same exact thing. It's literally insane. It's so insane. It's mind-blowing to me. And then you have these freaking people on social media repost them like they're freaking good people. And it just blows my mind, okay? And I've been getting caught up in the sauce of getting angry at it. And I've been trying my best personally not to get angry at it. But, when I make these podcasts and I explain some of these things and some of these things that I don't think the average Joe probably knows. That's also, why I started my podcast. Just, some of the things that I think I know, which is egotistical in its own aspect, but some of the things that I think I know or I want to talk about that I don't think other people are talking about or quite know about. Like, damn, let me start my podcast and just start spitting into a mic. But at the same time, I don't want to be an angry, grouchy, you know what I'm saying? Because talking about that stuff and really putting light into all those things is it's annoying. Like, it's heartbreaking, bro. It's like, Jesus Christ, these people are taking our country to war, selling out all of our jobs, and then you got the NBA freaking blaming me for it, basically. So it's like, it's very frustrating. It's very frustrating, but you got to just stay a little objective. Got to understand both sides. Bang. But, dude, this podcast, what is the title of this? Luke's Impeachment. What's going on? Trump's getting impeached. I don't really understand how a president that's lost his presidency and not even in presidency anymore, we have another president, is still using the U.S. tax dollars. That's the thing. They're using our tax dollars, and they're going through this trial for an impeachment because they just don't want Trump to run again. Okay? It's annoying, and it's annoying, okay? And everybody's posting, oh, yeah, we gotta go to... Shut up. I want you to shut up, because it's dumb annoying. What are you going to do, yeah? But that's such a waste of tax dollars. You're trying to impeach this guy, and they're just using the Capitol. Dude, it's so obvious, the Capitol, right? You look at the police officers, let them all come in. Come on in. Attack, we're going to attack with you. They just went in there, stormed the Capitol and shit. The mainstream media was all there, recorded everything. Oh, man, it was great. It was great, and they blamed it all on Trump. If you want my honest opinion, if you look at Trump's, like, goodbye speech, you could see it on his face, like, he knew he got duped. If you want me to be honest with you, you could see on his face, like, they freaking duped me. And that's just, and if you really, that's why, like, Sean Atwood is very aware of, when you really look at all these ancient families that have gone down in history, so many, the Chinese dynasties, European dynasties, these people in power were willing to let other people in power take the lead, make a fool out of themselves, and then blame everything on that person. And then they go back to being powerful. It's so obvious what happened with Trump. It's really astonishing. It's really that's what they're that's the new conspiracy from the far rights, I think, from the losers, from the Trump losers. Like, yeah, Hillary's let Trump win the first time, and then you know what I'm saying, and then they just blame it for everything. And it could be true because that's what they do for thousands of years. Who knows? And that's also a big part of why I had to take a step back from just ranting about conspiracies and especially political conspiracies, because I think conspiracies are just fun. I truly think the average Joe is not as deep as a conspirator guy as me. And I wouldn't call I don't believe the conspiracies, but I like learning about them. I think it's mad interesting. The same way I think like alternative science or alternative medicine is just as interesting as some of like regular medicine or regular science and stuff like that. But what are you gonna do? But yeah, the Trump impeachment is a waste of our tax dollars, and it's just annoying, man. Like, they had the whole Mueller report. They've been chasing this guy for 4 years, and they've really found nothing on him, right? And they can't even go after him for the tax fraud because every single person in freaking politics is probably committing so much tax fraud. It's insane. It's criminal. It's criminal how much these people are not paying their taxes. But I gotta pay. My taxes are going to this freaking trial. That's why some of those crazy people stormed the Capitol. Okay, that's insane to me. Same reason. If a cop's gonna murder a black guy and not go to jail they're gonna go to trial with our tax dollars and nothing happens. The majority of the people are gonna be pissed off as well. So it's very interesting. But always remember, two sides to one story. There's probably three sides to one story: his side or their side, and then the truth, right? And that's always in the middle. And that's what we're never gonna get. You either get the far right, you get the far left, you get the frickin' Trevor Noahs that are joking on like Trevor. Like I said it before, Trevor Noah. Like, dude, like this is big. Like, there's a famous clip of him going on the Breakfast Club and preaching about God and follow Jesus and you got to be one with God, dude. Bro, let's talk about, you probably don't write one thing that you talk about. You probably read a teleprompter, right? This is all off the dome right here, baby. I prepared a little bit because I know what I want to talk about, but this is all off the dome. This is natural fucking talent, Trevor Noah. A little something that you don't got. Oh my God, smacking the mic. Yo, that's funny as shit. Nah, but he's preaching like, oh, you gotta follow God. You gotta be a holy person. You gotta be a spirit. You gotta follow Jesus, yeah, and pray for his sins. And you gotta fight for. We're all sinners, and we gotta go to heaven. And it's like, bro, you are selling out the country that you make money in for money. You're selling out your entertainment, your content, your opinion for money. Because I know that Big Stream Corporation, what are you on, ABC? Trevor Noah's on ABC, right? Whatever, ABC, Fox. He's definitely not on Fox. He's probably on, I think he's on ABC. That's the go-to, right? That's his little late night show with Trevor Noah. Same thing with John Oliver on HBO. Their material for 4 years was just making fun of Trump. What are you gonna do, bro? And now his material is just making fun of Fox News. Bro, you're a clown, son. You are a clown. And then here I am making fun of him, yeah. It's all relative. It's all relative. What are you gonna do? But I do find that interesting. Because, like, damn, bro, you're gonna take a strong ass side. And that's life, bro. That's life. You take a strong ass side about one thing, bro, you're leaving yourself vulnerable from so many other things that they can just prick holes in your arguments or who you are as a person, your past, your history, what you really stand for from taking clips like that. So that's why you always, like I was saying before, you always got to stay in the middle, okay? And like I said, Trump's committing tax fraud, but they won't go after him for that because they're all committing tax fraud. And that makes me angry. Yo, that's so annoying, bro. What are you going to do, man? What are you going to do? I think that's just what I'm going to do, is just stay on top of politics enough to where I don't actually lose my mind and, like, start getting, like, play identity politics. And when someone posts something, like, that's the thing. is when someone that I know posts something idiotic and it makes me mad. The sad thing is, it's coming from a place of of wanting better. It's coming from a place of like, oh, let's do better. Like they're posting it with good intentions, right? They're using that post, that message for probably their message of good intentions. Usually it's their ideas, which is, it's at the end of the day, it's usually coming from the heart. And it's okay that I don't agree with you. Sometimes ego comes in. You're like, you probably just don't understand the whole concept. It's like, well, I understand the whole thing. But I try to check myself. I try to just, you gotta just ego check yourself. You got to. And also, the average Joe doesn't have enough free time to just. And I'll give him that. I think people, maybe not. Maybe I'm giving too much credit. I think people are very tied in jobs and school and life that they don't really care about what's going on behind the scenes or what's really going on, because you know what? Like, bro, I got to figure out what I'm eating today. I got to go to school tomorrow. I got to go to work, this, that, and the third. And you know what? I don't blame them, but I got to do the same thing, and I know all that. So it's okay, but I'm blaming you. I'm not blaming you, but it is your fault. So take ownership, and it's just what it is. Nah, but what are you going to do? What can you do? The only thing you can do is storm the Capitol. That's all you can do, is just go and storm the Capitol, yo. Like I said, I got to get one of those hats, yo. They'll probably kick me off YouTube. And that's the thing. That's also why I stand strong about this stuff, is because I'm a content creator, and in the aspect of my content that I create, a lot of it is coming from my brain and my mouth, okay? That's really the content that I'm making, okay? I'm using my hands right now. I got a microphone. I got a camera. I got some equipment behind the scenes. But besides that, I'm just thinking of things. I'm writing them down. I'm preparing them in a conversation. I'm conversating. You get better skilled at conversating and speaking, and that's just what it is. But when someone gets offended by a certain way of speech, like if I don't agree with you, I never would ever think you should get kicked off a platform. You should get your account removed. I'm never in that aspect. I mean, you know what I'm saying? There's a fair lines. Like, what are you going to do with videos about a page just posting people getting raped from Al Qaeda or whatever it is, the Taliban, or ISIS is the new one, right? There's so many. Every year they change these goddamn terrorists. Every 4 years. It's like an election. What? It is an election because we put those guys in all the time. Oh, my God. Okay. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. I understand where it's like you got to take those guys off of social media. And that's what, like, the people on Twitter, like, they went on Joe Rogan and said, like, what are you going to do with the accounts that just post people getting beheaded from ISIS and stuff? Like, all right, I understand. You're probably going to have to take that down. I kind of understand that, right? But at the same time, you leave porn on Twitter. You can just watch porn on Twitter. And I want to know, I've quit Twitter about 2 years ago for mental health. I've made a YouTube video about it. I thought it was a pretty good conversation and not that many views on that YouTube video, but it's just what it is. What are you going to do? But yeah, I quit Twitter. I think it's bad for your mental health. This is a fact. I've been talking about this for a minute. Social media, specifically, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all owned by Facebook, is basically hacked/owned, but specifically hacked. The average citizen, it's hacked. In the average, it's probably like somewhat owned, but in the deep state. But it's owned by Chinese bots. People blame the Russian bots, but I believe it's more Chinese bots than Russian bots. And it's just Chinese Communist Party promoting their ideology on our platform. That's why people across the globe don't really use other platforms. I mean, people across the globe, except for Russia and China, use the same platform that we use. So that's something to take into consideration. Same thing with COVID. It's all been linked together. So that being said, a lot of interesting things just in that conversation alone. I've already had that conversation very, very, very often. But yeah, I just kind of quit Twitter because it's just not good for the mental health aspect of life. It's just like seeing people like say their opinion, and then they're allowed to just like talk and talk shit about you. But like at the same time, like you're talking shit about other people on that app too. You're just kind of going on there when something bad happens to you and like, oh yeah, don't you just hate women drivers? And then you get a bunch of people like, oh, you're misogynistic, blah, 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 blah. And you're like, oh my God, what the heck? And then you got to reply to all these people, right? So like I've never said that. But yeah, it's just not really good for your mental health. It's just not good. But at the same time, like, I think some of these things, like, you should be allowed to say things, bro. Like, think about this. Just, right, walk with me. If I say the N-word, right, if I say the hard R in public and I get, like, beat up or people, like, call me out or for, like, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I use a word and society calls me out or like beats me up or something like that, right? They call me out for my wrongdoing, right? I shouldn't not be able to say, it's a word. At the end of the day, it's the meaning behind the word. And Trevor Noah did talk about this. Screw you, Trev. Yeah, goddamn Chi-Com sellout. Yo, but oh my God, we'll get to Mark Cuban in a little bit. We'll get to Mark Cuban selling out this country in a little bit. But oh my gosh. But like at the same time, it's just a bunch of letters jumbled together into a word. Like if someone calls me like a cracker, that does nothing to me. And yes, I understand that a cracker was never really probably meant anything to anybody. And the N-word is much more, I don't want to say valuable, but it has a lot more meaning. It has a lot stronger meaning, especially back in the day. And then if you use it now, it's like, damn, you really meant to use that shit. Even though, I mean, if we use the GA, the NIGGA, right? We'll just spell it. I mean, that's all rap music is. That's all rap music is using that word. And then you have certain people think that only black people should be able to use that word because that word was enforced on black people by white people, and they're now allowed to use that word because they've adopted it. And again, I think anybody should use any word. I don't think, and that's the thing. It's like white people shouldn't use that word because, you know what I'm saying? Like this, it's like, but every single rap song is about, not Christian rap. We're not talking about Christian rap. We're talking about mainstream media rap, bro. We're talking about Lil Baby and freaking, I was going to say 2 Chainz, but no one listens to 2 Chainz. So Lil Baby, who's all the hot guys right now? Yo, Gunna. I don't even know who else. Is there like someone popping right now? G Herbo. Is G Herbo going to jail for credit card fraud? What's going on with all that? I don't know. Lil Uzi just put a freaking $24 million diamond in his forehead. 6ix9ine. I don't know what's going on, but they use the N-word very, very fondly. And, it's just music. It's music. And that's why I always go back to these mainstream, and that's why you can always go back. The conspiracy always lines up when you that's all I'm saying is when you really start looking at it, the conspiracy always lines up. The guy who owns Sony apparently is killed Michael Jackson, killed what's-his-face, Prince. They both died from the same drug, basically, the drug that puts you anesthetic drug. Obviously, those drugs are very powerful. Don't get me wrong. Definitely understand that. But the conspiracy, and the guy was basically in a relationship with Mariah Carey. And this is just say this type of stuff, like these clips, low-key, like if I were to clip this up, it would possibly not be able to be posted on Instagram, TikTok, or then on like maybe even like a clip as YouTube. So just take that into consideration. And that is what your boy is dealing with. It is frustrating, but that's why like I don't think like if I say some crazy stuff, like let's just say one day I'm angry and I'm like watching the news and I say something like kind of off the cuff or whatever, I shouldn't I shouldn't get my podcast canceled, right? Or get kicked off. Or if I say something that you don't agree with, right? You don't agree with it. Someone else might agree with it, okay? And if the majority doesn't agree with it, then the majority can downvote my video. They can comment bad things. People can make videos about my videos. People do that in the fitness industry when someone's taking steroids or something. They're like, yeah, I'm supernatural. And then a guy's like, no, you're not natural. Look at your body. You got your testosterone taken. Like, look at all that stuff. Like, that's not true. That's how freedom of speech works, okay? And the moment you stop someone from challenging those ideas, that leaves only one idea to prosper. And nobody knows if that's the right idea or the wrong idea. And usually there's no such thing as right or wrong. Life is very gray. But the moment you try to cancel someone out or just completely deplatform them, take them off social media, take them off Google, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, YouTube, they don't have a platform anymore, but people can attack them and talk about them and they can't defend themselves or they can't reiterate back. That's a slippery slope, because if it's someone that you don't agree with or you don't like, right, then you're okay with it. But the moment it happens to be someone that you like or you support, spitting over here, sorry. Like, whoa, you're kicking the guy that I support and I watch off of the internet. Like, as much as you don't like Donald Trump, he was the president. He got kicked off of Twitter. He got kicked off of Facebook and YouTube and Google. And now he's like not allowed to do anything in Hollywood. Like, bro, like if they can do that to the president, they can do that to old Lukey V. And like, that's worrisome. That's worrisome. It really is. It really is. Because that's a slippery slope with authoritarian government. And boom, drop the mic. And boom goes the dynamite. That's really what you got to watch out for, because that's where oppression starts. Not this mainstream media having LeBron James telling me that I'm oppressing him because he's a black male and I'm a white male and we're just naturally oppressing him. Like, LeBron, you're making almost $100 million this year with all your shit. Don't say that to me, bro, because that's a bad business plan, okay? Because then when I challenge that and people get offended by whatever it is is just a lot of times the big corporations are taking the left-wing ideology and completely shutting down the conservatives or the right-wing ideology. And it's really interesting. It's really interesting and it's really scary. It's a slippery slope. These people don't know much about world history and genocides and geopolitics and stuff like that. And that's a real slippery slope, is when you have people in power, especially celebrities that, dude, like, apparently they're going to say LeBron's supposed to be like the head of like some sort of education department. He has no college degree, okay? He's a great basketball player. He's a good little businessman. He's got good people around him. I know I make fun of him for being a little bit of a sellout with the whole Chinese, not calling out China. His sneakers are made in China by Chinese slaves, literally slaves. He's enslaving Chinese people. So it's like, what are you talking about, LeBron? You know what I'm saying? And that's what life is. They could just go in. Once you pick a side, once you stand strong aside, the other side's just gonna boop. Okay, well, what about that? What about that? What you do back then? I can't believe you did this way back in the day. Well, look at your business. Look where all that stuff comes in. It's insane. It's insane, and they can do that with any person. So always think for yourself. Stay in the middle. Don't pick a side. When you pick a side, don't really pick a side. Pick a side, but don't really pick a side. Tell people that you pick a side, but don't tell people that you pick a side. Tell certain people that you pick a side, but tell other people that, man, I didn't pick that side. But it's a slippery slope. It's a very slippery slope. And then you have all the mainstream corporations, the social media corporations, owned by one entity, owned by one monopoly. And this guy keeps going to court, lies on the stand. Dude, I know I'm having fun with it. You cannot tell me that Mark Zuckerberg is not a lizard person. You cannot tell me that with a straight face. Spend 30 minutes of research on this man and then watch some clips of him, watch some pictures. Dude, we got a lizard person right in front of our eyes. So that's just what it is. What are you going to do? You know what I'm saying? What are you going to do? There comes a point. You might have to just storm the old Captain Cap. See? And that statement, oh, you're inciting violence. You want people to storm the Capitol. Like, bruh. And that's why I got to make sure this podcast is a comedy podcast. It's on the comedy section. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe. This thing is going to be on Spotify. I actually got to remember to make sure this thing goes on Spotify. I got to save it as an MP3, not like a MV4 or whatever it is. Of course, Spotify being difficult with you, boy. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? I can't do much. You can't do much. And then, like, oh, my gosh, dude. Like, and then you really find out that all these rich and famous people are not paying their taxes. It's like, bro, and you want me to pay my taxes? It's like, whoa, bro. Now I got to figure out how I'm about to beat this. How do y'all beat that? And that's low-key. You can actually learn how to do that. I'm not even trying to be a goofball. You can learn how to get your LLC, do a little bit of a tax write-off. You got to do it right. And you got to learn about it. You got to be slick. You got to be a conniving psychopath like every person in politics. And we can veer off to Mark Cuban, because Mark Cuban's a sellout too. So Mark Cuban, a few months ago, Mark Cuban was called out for doing deals with China. And NBA and China are just, oh my God, bro. They're just sellouts. They're Chai Cobb sellouts. That's all you got to say. You're in the NBA, oh, you're a Chai Cobb sellout. You can't say shit about that. And if you say anything about China, you get kicked out of the NBA, right? But Mark Cuban he said a while ago that he said something like, oh, well, if they're a buyer, then that's just business. Like, bro, you a sellout, bro. Like, all this he was doing all this social justice. He's still doing all this social justice stuff. But when it comes to China, slaves, and making money over there, you don't give a fuck about humanistic stuff over there. We got millions of people with no homes, homeless in this country, and you're still, oh my, like, you're a sellout. And if no one's going to tell you that, old Lookity Duke is going to tell you, hey, Mark Cube, you sellout. You go have fun on Shark Tank with all your sellout boys, going to the Bohemian Grove, fucking sacrificing little fucking children. I'm on to you, bruh. Yo, for real, these people are wild. And then people are like, yeah, good job, Mark Cuban. Like, bro, you were defending a billionaire. You are defending a billionaire. I got people on Instagram living in the hood. I'm like, bro, that guy is a fucking billionaire, bro. He's probably getting rich off the rent you pay. Oh my God, dude. That's infuriating, yo. It's infuriating, bro. It's infuriating. And Marky Cube, you a sellout, brother. Hey, Jar Struble, if you send me anything about Mark Cuban, I'm coming at you crazy. Watch the podcast all the way through, baby. If you really look at the analytics, most people don't watch the podcast past 15 minutes, 20 minutes at the most, probably 7 minutes. And what are you going to do? What are you going to do? All my friends, you guys better start supporting your boy, you scums. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, Mark Cuban, you a sellout. We on to you. It's very easy. But what did he do? Why? So this is what I'm saying. So because people were I believe this is what's going on. Because the NBA players are kneeling for the national anthem, they're just getting fined. I don't know if they're still getting fined. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why the NBA is still fining them if it's just such a big deal. Like, just let him kneel. And so Mark Cuban, what he decided to do was to not only, I don't think he was paying for their, maybe he did. I saw some teams began paying for people's fines and stuff like that, just as the team organization or whatever it is. But I think the fines are expensive too, like $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000. But that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money to just give up for a fine. So that being said, Mark Cuban is removing the national anthem before being played at the NBA games. And that is just interesting as fuck. Okay? That's mad interesting. I saw, I think, like the ESPN post or something on Instagram, and I wanted to read the comments to see how there's a lot of black people in the comments being like, yeah, Mark Cuban coming to the fucking cookout. He can come to the cookout anytime he wants. So I was dying, y'all. I was dying. It's actually pretty funny reading the comments. But it's just interesting that they're taking that side of it. And I'm like, And they were saying that I think I heard this a few times, that the national anthem, some of the words like explain like some parts of like slavery or dividement in the country, and I'm not quite sure about that. I have not done my research. I can believe that. I can. I don't know how true that is. I'm trying to think of the lyrics as I'm here. I can't think of all the lyrics. I don't know. It doesn't say that much about slaves. I don't think so, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Maybe I don't listen to it correctly. But I think it's just interesting, bro. Like, you're making billions of dollars as a sports organization, right? You're a sports team located in Dallas, Texas, in the United States of America. You play in the National Basketball Association, okay? That is in America. You have one team in Canada. Everything else is in America. Okay, we know because you're a Chinese sellout that a lot of your fans are Chinese, and because China promotes the NBA. We know that, buddy. We know you're saving face for those guys. We already know that. I'm already calling you out for that shit. But I just think it's interesting. Like every sport, like in hockey, like when they go to Canada, they play "O Canada." When they're in America, they play United National Anthem. In the Tour de France, they play the French national anthem, or in the World Cup, they play everybody's national anthem. It's where you're from. I just like, and then people are like, oh, I don't know why you got to bring nationalism to sports. I mean, that's what sports is. Sports is tribalism and nationalism at its core. You pick one team, and I fucking want everybody else to lose, and I want to win. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I find it interesting. It's not that I don't understand it, and I guess he wanted to remove the national anthem so the players don't even have to kneel, so they don't have to get any fines, and that's the mainstream story, right? We know that. No, you're gonna play the fucking what's the emperor of China right now? The Xi Emperor national anthem. That's what you're gonna play, all right? You're going to play the Chinese Communist Party national anthem, the Chi-Com Party national anthem. Oh, China, China Communist, we are number one. Mark Cuban is the best because he goes for fun. Hey, Mark Cuban is the best. China number one. China Communist, we are numero dos. I don't know, I just made that up off the top of my head. But Mark, we on to you. You're probably a lizard person, brother. I'm sorry I got to break the news. That's what I'm saying. Like, these people are teaming up with billionaires. Bro, we got a national crisis in America. We got thousands of people dying, okay? And I have argued that as well. I don't really believe in the numbers at all. Those numbers are completely fake. Completely fake. The virus is real. The numbers, completely fake. Sorry if that offends anybody. Like, and if that offends someone, like, I should not be kicked off of YouTube, right? Some doctor should like, oh, that's not true, blah, 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 blah. But a doctor won't say that because the numbers are retarded fake. They're extremely fake. And you're not allowed to use the R word, right? So you use retarded. You got to get kicked off of YouTube. Yo, that's what I'm saying, bro. You got to be careful. You got to be careful what you say. But at the same time, like, dude, I'm not bending over backwards for these big multi-billion-dollar corporations. Like, screw you guys, bro. Screw y'all, bro. It's everybody for themselves, bro. And that's how y'all live. But that's why Sleepy Joe won. That's why Sleepy Joe is in office. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? So I haven't been watching any like TV shows or anything like that. I know there's some cool little documentaries that have been coming out and stuff like that. Like I said, I gotta work on my own documentary. There's the one documentary about the Night Stalker, who would like this Spanish kid who like freaking his parents abused him, and like, so that's like, do you think like a serial killer was born a serial killer, like killing animals and stuff like that, or do you think they were like raped and beaten up and like mentally destroyed as a child and stuff like that, and then led them to become like a serial killer or some psychopath or something like that? I always find that interesting. I tend to not want to really look into that stuff just because that's like the dark arts, honestly. Like when you really start diving deep into those things, it's like, oh, dog, like I I don't really know if I want to know this information. And that's where I find myself a little bit with the conspiracies a little bit. Cause bro, I'm not even trying to be like funny or like weird. Like the amount of possible like child pedophilia is going on with the big corporations, these rich and famous people, and for thousands of years, bro, like these weird cults, these weird religions where they would like take advantage of little like girls and boys, like it's astonishing. And it leaves you in a place where like I be talking to my mom about that, and she's like, she doesn't believe me. So she thinks I'm this fucking weirdo. And I'm like, no, bro, what the fuck is going on? But it is like an aspect of like, you got to watch yourself because like, whoa, like these motherfuckers are really some child pedophiles. And then again, like learning about psychopaths and whatever it may be, trying to like learn about the mindset behind that. Like you're low key trying to put yourself in their shoes to understand where they would be. And then learning about like pedophiles, like, bro, you don't really want to put yourself in the shoes of a pedophile. Like that's creepy as hell. Like why are you doing that? And that's where I am right now with the conspiracies, because if all roads lead to Rome, baby. Oh my gosh. Oh, Hillary is the queen. She's the queen bee, yo. You think Beyonce's the queen bee? It's Hillary Clinton, baby girl. Get with the program, okay? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? But yeah, there's the Night Stalker documentary, and he would go and like his childhood was completely destroyed, so he was like a psychopath. Maybe he was born like that. Who knows how it works? I don't know. I'm not a psychopath, but yeah, he would like, I guess like stalk random, like literally random people. Like I don't think it would be planned out. And then he would go and rape them and then kill them, and like found it like lit. Like it was lit. Like he like watching them suffer and shit like that. I was like, Jesus Christ, this is insane. And then he got caught and stuff like that. But oh my God, that's really insane, bro. That's really insane. People do that and people get caught up in there. Cults do that too. Cults take people in, brainwash them, sometimes kill them. It's craziness. What are you going to do with these damn cults? And then you got Scientology. That's a damn religion paying no taxes. These religions pay no taxes. How about we just call my podcast a religion? What about that? Keeping It Real Religion by Luke Vaughn. Okay, I'll write a manuscript. We'll get out of the taxes. Dude, I was just thinking about how we're going to beat taxes. We'll beat taxes by becoming a religion. We're becoming a religion. Stay tuned for merch. I'm about to be dropping some merch, hopefully within the next 20 to 30 days, possibly within 2 months. Not quite sure when the merch is coming, but we got to figure that out. I'm excited about that. Very excited about that. Like I said, Instagram, link in the description. YouTube, link in the description. Check all that stuff out. But, dude, we got to start a religion. Call ourselves the Lukey Vianators. All right, that's what we're going to be called, Lukey Vianators. But we're taking over the world, bro. One step at a time. One step at a time. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Damn, you like that transition? 2 different songs right there. How you like that? How you like them apples? That's called creativity. Something that Trevor Noah, you ain't got. John Al, you ain't got that shit, buddy. All right? God, dude, SNL, Saturday Night Live, trash. Funny. Oh, it's so funny, bro. They just make fun of Donald Trump for the last 3 hours. Whoop-de-doo. Corny. Dude, and they get paid for that shit. They get paid for that garbage. That's garbage. Oh my God, the writing is so bad. Some of them, oh my God, you know it's so terrible? I'm about to grill her right now. I'm sorry. Queen Latifah, I'm sorry, baby, I love you. But I like that one movie. What's that one movie where she was like the nurse and she came in with the basketball guy, yo? Yo, isn't it funny as hell, though? Isn't it funny as hell that, like, the black community has, like, their own movies that they go out and watch, like, full of black actors, and then I guess white people just go out and watch, like, fucking superhero movies? Bro, you got the barbershop and stuff. Yo, that is so funny. That's so interesting. That's so interesting. You got BET, Black Entertainment, right? Black Entertainment Television, right? It's just black, just like black television. Yo, that's so funny, bro. They do have the Telemundo. I don't know what Telemundo means. Does that mean television in Spanish? I think that's the channel though, Telemundo. And could be wrong. I always watch soccer in Spanish though. Shout out to my Hispanics. Dude, I gotta learn Spanish. I wanna learn Spanish and I wanna learn French. Parle-flou français, de maillot jaune, and that's all I know. I don't know parle-flou français. I think I saw that in a movie, so oh, oui, oui, bonjour, 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 Godambu, cream puff poo poo. Yo, that's what I'm saying. These languages be bad difficult, bro, because like you gotta think in language, low key. You gotta think in your language and then translate the concept into a different language. But once you can learn, I heard like once you can learn like one language, like you open up your brain a little bit, like to like that. I don't want to say the consciousness, but the maybe the receptors or some shit. I don't know. But you open up a part of your brain that is more susceptible to being able to learn even more languages. Like I think the Pope, who is a child predator, I'm sorry, but those are facts, bro. Those are facts. We're talking about cold-hearted facts. I don't know what Obama was really doing. I think Hillary is a lizard, but the Pope is 100% a child sexual predator. And I'm sorry if that offends you. It's just what it is. I know me and my boy Rolly were talking about God and stuff. I doubt anybody has made it this far, but good. Ooh, my gosh. The Catholic Church? You bad people. You bad people. And I'm on to you. But, was it? Yeah, the Pope. Sorry, I'm getting off tangent with these freaking predators. But the Pope knows like freaking 10, 20 languages. Which is pretty dope. They could probably speak like Arabic and then go to like Russian. Like there's this guy that comes into my work, and I don't know, he's Middle Eastern. I'm not quite sure where he's from. I think he said Pakistan. I could be wrong. But he knows like 5-6 languages. He knows Russian. He knows Arabic. He knows English. I don't know what else he knows besides that, but I overheard the conversation. But I just find that so dope. I just find that super dope. My boy Jan is learning French to try to learn Latin. Sanskrit is dope. Sanskrit's like one of the oldest languages in the world. I think Sumerian Sanskrit, right? I think I could be wrong. I might be butchering both of them. Not quite sure. But I need to read about... I want to learn a little bit more about Jesus, the Dead Sea Scrolls, religion, all that stuff. I think I need to reread Sapiens, and then just for fun, Sapiens is such a fun book. If anybody hasn't read that, definitely recommend to go read that. That's just, that thing's just fun, truthfully. So I'm probably going to go read that for fun, and then from there, like books like that where it's like really like fun on a broad topic, but it talks about a lot of cool things, really... I don't want to say famous book because some famous books kind of have like mainstream media type of rhetoric, which I tend to not always agree with. But that being said, yeah, Sapiens is fun. You can read a book like that, and then you're like, damn, I got to learn about the agricultural revolution and just like the whole history behind that. It's like, damn, I got to learn about European history, and I got to learn about U.S. history. So that's really dope. And dude, low key, the book 48 Laws of Power is like, it's like a little history book in and of itself, low key, like just like very light history, but in the same aspect, like more history, more world history than I was aware of. To be honest, I learned a lot of things about that. And who knows how true that history is, you know, of course. But then you can start diving into the books that book is cited off of and stuff like that. So that's the whole idea, or different topics and stuff like that. That's the whole concept. That is the whole concept behind that. But yeah, I don't know what's going on in this country anymore. People say this is the fall of, it's similar to the fall of Rome. So there's this one interesting ass thing. So you know how, let's be real. our country is all woke dope in like gender. Like everybody, dude, people have in their bio like she, her, him, he. Like, dude, what the fuck is going on right now? You know what I'm saying? This is getting a little ridiculous. And that's reality, okay? That's the common sense aspect. That's a little ridiculous. That's why these mainstream comedy guys aren't funny. Like Trevor Noah, all these goofy guys, Jimmy Fallon, like they're saying shit that the average Joe doesn't really agree with. So it's not funny, right? Comedy is always common sense. So you make fun of people because common sense is right here, and the person you're making fun of is right here. And you just bat them around, right, with the common sense, like, come on, look at this goofball doing this, that, and the third. Whatever it is. Nowadays, comedy is just freaking bunch of social justice warriors about to start crying in the middle of their freaking skits. Freaking weirdos. But that being said, I don't know what I was low-key saying. But, I know what I was saying. But, yeah, our country's all woke dope in gender and stuff right now. They said nobody knows what bathroom to fucking use these morons. That's the funniest joke. Whenever I see a meme or a comment about that, that's the funniest thing. It's like, bro, we live in a country, we don't even know what bathroom to use. And that's the reality. You go to college, it's like, oh, make sure you understand what gender you are before you go what bathroom, before you know what, because you don't really know what bathroom you belong to. Only you know. It's mind-blowing. And the people can get a college degree on this subject. And half of it, 3/4 of it is nonsense. Nonsense. And I'm sorry. I got a girl living down the street next to me, and she's a nice girl. And you know what? It comes from the heart. She's trying to be probably a good person in this world, but she's getting a degree of nonsense. You know, if she just learned a little bit more history and world history, I swear to God, she would be mind blown. But what are you going to do? Like, what am I going to do? Hold them hostage and just read history books to them? It's like, watch this fucking podcast. Oh my gosh. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? I don't know. But yeah, they say when Rome and Greece fell, when the empires, when they were at their highest, and when they fell, that's when people were hella like a lot of transvestites. So that was a big thing back in the day, transvestites. But even like back in the day in New York. But like a lot of people would be playing around with their gender, sexual orientation and stuff like that. And then these empires fell and kind of collapsed. And they say that's a human. They say that's a human. I think Douglas Murray said this. It was more like a human nature that, like, when you question everything, when you question the corruption, the politics, you question everything in the world, right? You question your reality because you're sitting on a phone. You question the size of your abs, your everything, how masculine you are, whatever it may be. Then you begin to question your gender. You don't even know what the fuck is going on. Then it's like, I got to question everything. And that is where our society is right now. And that was a crazy take. When I heard Douglas Murray said that, I was like, whoa, I never heard something like that. That's crazy. But what are you going to do? Maybe it's the fall of the U.S. The U.S. dollar. The U.S. dollar is coming down, though. Like Joe Biden, bro, if you just understand, like, again, like, I don't want to hate on Joe. I mean, Joe Biden is a sellout, so that's just what it is. But talking facts now, you raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour. Okay, I know some people, not all you, some people, like, and it's all ideological. So do you think, like, $15 an hour, right? There's usually, in my opinion, right, when I look at it, there's two main viewpoints. You got people like, yes, you need to raise that so people can have more money to take care of their lives. I understand that. But then, in my opinion, I feel like those people are not taking in the full aspect of that conversation, because you raise the U.S. dollar you raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour. You got 17-year-olds flipping patties for now $15 an hour. $15 will not be worth $15 right now. And inflation goes up literally every single day. And that's just going to inflate the U.S. dollar to almost nothing. And the conspiracy, you can go into conspiracy, that's what these big corporations want. They're all stemmed out of China. They probably want the Chinese dollar to be mad strong compared to the U.S. dollar, so everything that they make, they can just transfer back and forth. Who knows what they're really doing? But yeah, the euro is much more powerful than the US dollar. It's just sad seeing what's going on. Like bring some corporations back to America, bring some businesses back to America. It's like, no, we'd rather pay Chinese slaves 50 cents a day instead of paying hardworking Americans $15 an hour, right? That's reality, okay? And until these corporations start getting held accountable for the way they treat this country, right? They make commercials, they make all this, that, and the third. You got freaking Mark Cuban, like I said, saying this, that, and the third about social justice, this, that, and the third, okay? You ain't making no real changes in this country because we got homeless people in this country. We have people starving in this country, and we have real suffering in this country, okay? And should we be the world police? I don't know. I don't freaking know. But it's just annoying, man. Like there's gonna be a time where these corporations they're gonna have to. Judgment Day's coming. That's why I hope Jesus and God is real, bro. Judgment Day's coming and send these motherfuckers to hell. You're going to hell, Mark Cuban. They're coming for your soul, baby. Oh, my God, yo. I have no idea what's going on. Guys, check out the podcast on Apple Podcasts. This will be available on Spotify. First podcast on Spotify, so that's dope. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys had fun. Stay woke a little bit. You know, some of the things I said might not be true. Who fucking knows? Some of the things I said are definitely true. So go check that out. Subscribe to the podcast right here. Check out the clips page. Clips page will probably be in the comments somewhere. Check out my personal YouTube vlogging, all different exercises, workouts, adventures, snowboarding, stuff like that. A lot of exercises and workouts. Changing my diet. I've been vegan for basically a year now, low key. I'm going to make a big video about it. I've been vegan for basically 8-9 months, and now I'm basically changing just for now. I low-key want to just try it, but I've been going very strict for the last few days on the ketogenic diet, basically high fat, high protein, low carbohydrate, low sugar. And I want my body to be running on fat so I can be a fat-burning motherfucker, okay? So that's what I got to say. Smash that like button, subscribe, comment. Thank you all for watching. Keeping it real, baby. Stay woke. The lizard people are coming, but we fighting back. Work out! Deuces.